Yo, welcome to the Takeover podcast. This is Tapes,
This is Zach.
and this is our official podcast, something that we've been wanting to do for a little minute, and we're just so happy to bring it to you all. So, today we're going to be reviewing our top 10 albums of 2021. It's going to be a pretty interesting list, to say the least, coming from two of our very own of Tapes Takeover podcast. So,
And these are our opinions. Obviously, this might not be the most agreeable top 10, but no top 10 is right.
yeah, man.
So
don't come at me, man.
So
You know
none's
what I'm
right.
saying?
So don't come at us, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
'Cause I know I got some controversial stuff in my list.
Like I said, man, me and Zach, this is why I'm happy we're doing this, because, we have two, I wouldn't say different tastes, it's just unique. Like, we just come together, it meshes well. I'll just put that in the words. I'll just put it that way.
It's like two pieces in a puzzle. It's smooth and we bounce off each other nice.
Exactly, man. So I really hope, during this, we could put some people on, to say the least. Or, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure, bro.
But yeah, Zach, you go ahead and go first, bro.
Alright, let's kick this off with our top 10 albums of the year.
Oh, Lord, I'm ready.
And without further ado, my number 10 album of the year is Slime Language 2. I feel like this is something that everyone listened to for like a week or so, but it just fell off in a sense. Like, I admit it was too long, but there's still a handful of songs I put in my playlist and I still play on a regular basis. Like that Drake Stimmy was it was no, what do you call it? It was hard.
Yeah.
And then they had Travis Scott on there. They had
Great
freaking.
features, bro.
At a time they had great features. It was just.
Shout out to my dog,
I think it was
Rabbit
just.
Rebel, bro.
I think it was just too long. That was the problem.
Yeah.
If it was about 10 tracks shorter, this would have been higher up on my list. But since it was probably about 10 tracks too long, that's why I had to put it on my number 10 spot.
But I'm not gonna lie, though, I would not expect Slime Language 2 to come from you.
I don't know, bro. It just got stuck in my head. It was stuck in my head, so I had to put it on my list.
What is your go-to track on there?
Honestly, probably Came and Saw. That's the one I'd be playing the most.
Oh, okay, respectable, bro.
Sure, bro.
So, I'm going next with my number 10.
For sure.
All right. So number 10, I'm going with critically acclaimed "Planet Her" by DOJA Cat.
Ooh.
So, this album here, it gives me like a great vibe. I can't put in the other words other than a great vibe. Like, DOJA Cat, obviously she's talented, very talented. I love her. I literally love her music. I love her last album that she had, and the follow with Planet Her, it just had cause I would say this, DOJA Cat, she hasn't really had the best, what you call it, fan base, to say the least. You get what I'm saying, Zach?
I get what
she
you're
doesn't
saying.
have
Those
a
kittens are ruthless, man.
consistent fan base. She doesn't. She gets a lot of hate, and so I thought with Planet Her, she came together with that. She literally closed in on her fan base. That's the way I would put that into perspective, to say the least. So, shout out DOJA Cat.
I feel like
Go ahead.
I feel like Planet Her was a very easy listen.
That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't expect a whole much because that's that night that the Tyler album dropped, so I was all over that. But when I came to listen to this, it was very easy to listen.
Right.
It wasn't like one of those listens where how many songs I got left because I'm tired of this. No, this was definitely a step up from her other albums, and I genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah, bro, it was definitely a step up, and it was definitely a way for her to close in on her fan base, because that was something that she really needed to do.
And with her next album, I genuinely think she's gonna make an even bigger leap into the mainstream.
And then, one more thing, just so we don't get on the DOJA Cat, but I like how she just jetted right into Woman, her really mainstream track, TikTok song. We all know it. Just jumping straight into that, and then you know what I'm saying, going straight down the list. Very, very well put together.
Just the features she had on it. She had Ariana Grande. She had SZA. She had The Weeknd. Yeah. And she created this aesthetic. If you were watching the videos,
exactly.
The name
right.
Planet Her.
Right.
So I feel like this was definitely better than her other two albums, and I feel like even her next one is gonna be even better.
Oh yeah,
she's definitely someone to keep your eye out on.
Oh yeah, shout out DOJA Cat.
Alright, so with my number 9 album, this is one I hoped, this is one I really wanted to make my top 3, my top 5, because considering how much I love the other 2 installments, but I have Culture 3 by MIGOS. This was something, Need It and Straightening were 2 of the singles before it dropped, and I had really high expectations because of how much I love the other 2 Culture albums, but this was just something, but after a month, I only revisited a handful of songs. I just felt like it was too long, just like how I said with Slime Language, but it was still, I love the Migos sound, so this was still a very fun listen for me, because I love Takeoff, I love Offset, I love Quavo, so this was just very fun listen for me.
Can I comment?
Of course.
Bruh. Culture 3?
Mm-hmm.
Next. I'm not gonna say too much.
You don't like it?
I'm not gonna say too much. That album was really
hit and miss.
It was good, but no replay value whatsoever. Like,
I feel you on that. I
feel like the Migos have had their time. And then you gotta think too, like they took a lot of time off. And then they did their single run after Culture 2. They had their own single albums. I feel like that was the close off, to say the least. I feel like there's nothing really left for the Migos.
I know, because I'm pretty sure they said that's gonna be the last Culture.
Oh yeah,
because we definitely don't need a Culture 4.
We definitely don't need it. Because
they ran the Culture each one series. Each one is worse than the last.
Oh yeah, they ran the Culture series to death. I'm sorry. It should have just stopped after 2. I'm not gonna lie. It should have never been a 3.
Because even 2 wasn't as good as 1, but at least 2, had some mainstream.
But at least 2 had the same significance mainstream as the first one.
Yeah, 3. This one literally just got glossed over.
Yeah.
Need It and Straightening a little bit on the charts and got some views, but everything else just got completely swept under the rug.
Not a too shabby album of mine that I would have expected from you either.
I mean, I'm a Migos fan. What can I say? What can I say?
Bro, you were
they were the they were the soundtrack to my freshman year, and I stuck with them ever since.
I'm sorry, but you do not know about Trap Migos back when Birds and No Label 2 and.
Alright, I may not be big on their earlier stuff.
Yeah.
But Culture on, that's where I dabble.
Like, let's be real, bro. The Migos are for the real niggas. I'm sorry. That, like, they have shied away from their roots, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
It's not there anymore. Like, I listen to Migos because of what they came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, ATL was
taking a more mainstream approach.
They took the mainstream to the haywire, bro. Like, they took it to the head and ran with it. And we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, that's all we gotta say about that.
So,
alright, so what's your number 9?
Number 9, if I can goddamn get my phone on lock. Number 9, we're gonna go with CLB.
Whoa.
Yeah, CLB, Certified Lover Boy. Great album. I feel like it had a whole lot of influence on this year as a whole. Definitely Drake never misses. Like I said, if you don't have CLB in your top 10, you're just disrespecting. That's just flat out. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, Drake never misses with an album. It's just not. It's not in his forte. It's not in his personality. It's not in his persona. He's there. Drake is going to always be there. So, I feel like CLB as a whole, everybody was expecting CLB to be another Donda. Or to be a, what's a good Kanye critically acclaimed best album? Graduation. Like, y'all were expecting Graduation out of him. And that's not the year that I feel like Drake could drop another a Take Care. That's not what we were expecting. And that's not what we have got. But we did get an album that's, a great Drake album, just like Scorpion. I feel like they're the equivalent, even though I feel like Scorpion is way better. It's like the equivalent of Scorpion. You have another Drake album that you can vibe to whenever. Just like Views.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that your CLB was gonna be higher for you because they call you way too sexy tapes for a reason, bro. I thought this was gonna be way higher for you.
Way Too Sexy is definitely number one on CLB. I'm sorry, I know it's mainstream,
Wow,
I know it's hype
I
beast,
wouldn't
but
go that
I'm
far.
sorry. And
You gotta give me nice
okay,
talk.
I'm not okay. Let me say this: the features carry CLB.
Oh, without a
Let me
doubt.
just say that. If it wasn't for the features, we would be having a different discussion. But
The features, that's a
yeah,
bottom probably 2 Drake
yeah.
album.
But Drake definitely relied on his features, and I love the way he used it. He used his features to the max, and definitely used Future. Praise God for Future. Let's just say that. Praise God for
Future
the
and
man
21
Future
Future and
and
21
21.
Salvage
Yes,
saved that
yes, bruh.
album.
Future and 21. I would give it to them.
But yeah, for sure, bro.
Definitely give it to
For
them.
sure.
Ooh, I'm loving this already, bruh. I'm ready for your number 8.
Alright. My number 8. I know you're a big fan of this person, so this might sit uneasy on for you. But as my number 8, I got King's Disease 2 by
Mm,
Nas. This is something that I listened to the night it came out,
mm-hmm,
and I thought it was really good,
mm-hmm.
but I never had the motive to revisit it.
Cool.
I have EPMD2 with Eminem. He had Nobody with Lauryn Hill, and then there was Rare. But besides really those three, I can admit it's good, but it's not something I would play on the daily. Like the replay value isn't exactly pretty high for me, I gotta say.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. Um, Love King's Disease too. I'm not going to speak too much on it because we got more to go.
I'm sure that's way higher on your list.
You already know, man. Straight Nas fanatic, man. So number 8 for me is going to be Voice of the Heroes featuring Lil Baby and Lil Durk. Great trap album of the year. I feel like that is definitely the trap album of the year if we were doing that. But as far as top 10 as a whole, definitely has to be in your top 10. I'm sorry. Lil Baby and Lil Durk definitely killed this year. Shout out Lil Durk. He definitely had a breakout year for 2021. I was not a big fan of Lil Durk until this album. I feel like Lil Baby brought something out of him that Lil Durk didn't know he had. Like, to be completely honest, like, I know, Zach, you're not going to speak too much on it because
I'm gonna be honest. You know how I feel about Lil Baby in particular.
yeah, we're not.
Let's just say
You're not gonna piss
I
off the
was
people too
raised.
early, bro. You're
If
not
I
gonna do
don't got
that.
nothing nice to say, I'm gonna keep it to
You're not
myself.
gonna piss these people
And
off
so
too early, bro.
I'm gonna follow that here. I think he's cool, but I don't think he's the freaking goat of the current rappers like everyone else
He's,
believes. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
anyways, he's
I'm gonna leave it at
definitely the
that.
goat of this generation. You cannot deny that. Regardless of what Zach says, Lil Baby is
Don't
here.
listen to
Lil
him.
Baby is here to stay. I'm sorry.
I hope
I'm
not.
sorry. Anything that Lil Baby drops is gonna be in your top 10. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're just gonna leave it at that. Shout out Lil Baby and Lil Durk.
Alright. At my number 7, this is the first non-rap album. I Have Nobody Is Listening by ZAYN. This is someone
Mm.
who he comes from a pop background. He was one of the members of One Direction, and when he left, some people kind of wrote him off. But he released I call it like a quarantine EP this year. It's obviously wasn't his best, but it was one of my most visited albums of the year. Like, the music videos were great, and I just feel, and there was, some of the features did ruin the album, I'm not gonna lie. Sid needs to get jumped for what he did to the song he was on, but I just felt it was short, it was sweet, it didn't overstay its welcome, and, a couple songs are skips, but this is something that it's got me excited for Zayn's next album.
Mm. Taves doesn't have no knowledge on Zayn Malik, right? It is what it is.
I'm trying to put you on, bro. You always talk
Um,
about how hard this album cover
I
is,
have
which
no
it is
experience on that,
hard.
so I cannot speak on anything that man just said. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Yeah, that's not my cup of tea. Oh, who was he with? Who was he
What
with
you
though?
got?
For like dead serious, like I
He
don't
was
know.
with he used to be with One Direction back in the day.
Okay, cool. Cause all I hear about is Harry Styles. It's a lady at my job.
Shoot,
Like it's a whole lot of people that
he's
spit
got
on Harry Styles at my job. Like I kid you not.
he's got a better discography than Harry. But you ain't hear that from me.
Mm.
I don't need all the Harry fans in my
I
mentions.
kid you not, bro. Like I did not know Harry Styles had that many fans in 2021.
Oh, you should have seen when they was all together back in the day.
Yeah, like dead serious. Like they still talk about him at my job to this day.
You say what makes you beautiful is trash back then? Yeah, you're getting jumped by a bunch
Now
of
I
teenage
look.
girls.
Now I know that one. That on that middle school dance floor, you had to know that. But
Shoot, I was a One Direction stan. I know all about that.
but we got coming in at number 7. We got "Live Life Fast" by Roddy Ricch. Yes, sir. Great album. So Zach, you're not gonna say anything?
You notice I was real quiet when you said great album.
Okay,
This was
listen. I'm gonna spend a little minute on Roddy Ricch because I don't understand the disrespect. You were expecting him to follow up from "Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial." You wanted him to follow with that with a great album, and I'm sorry, man. 9 times out of 10, listen. If you're not Ye, if you're not Jay-Z, if you're not Eminem, you're not. I can go on and on. If you're not one of those, you can't really expect him to follow up with like just a great album. Roddy Ricch, you expect him to come back with another great album? Come on, stop it. Let's just be.
I mean, I didn't
Let's
expect
be
him
honest.
to top it,
Like, let's be honest.
but
Come on now.
jeez, I didn't expect him to drop ass.
It's definitely not as if you really take into account how he brought everything together and he gave us a more how would I say it? A more compacted album. And it went in order, like, to say the least. I really love the album. It's not really much I can say on it. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't really,
it just came
because it
out.
literally just, that's what I'm saying. Like, it literally just came out at the end of 2021. That's why I really hate albums that come out at the end of the year, because it doesn't give you really a chance to really like depict it and analyze it. But from what I've seen, bro, I love the album. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Roddy, come with something else, bro. Prove these other niggas wrong, bro. I'm sorry. They don't know you, Roddy. I'm sorry. They're disrespecting you. So come back with something harder. I'm gonna say this, and I'm going with about Roddy. But on Twitter, he did post that he's gonna drop something else because he's tired of the disrespect. So I guess y'all niggas have disrespected him enough, and I don't appreciate it.
All I gotta say about Roddy is I hope this is one of those albums that you grow with over time with replay value.
Oh nah, he's going back to his trap shit, bro.
Because I remember I got the theater from listening to Spider-Man or watching Spider-Man. I saw Roddy Ricch dropped. I come home, I put in my AirPods, and I said, yeah, let me go to bed. I was not feeling it at all. I'm not exactly going to call it horrible, but my expectations were so high for him that they definitely were not met, to say the least.
The disrespect. Go ahead, bro. You make me mad.
Alright, with my number 6, you might have this one on your too, but I got the Melodic Blue by Baby KEEM. I feel like the singles for this was hard. He had Do-Rag Activity, which I'm not too big on that song, but it's cool. It's not one of my favorites off the album with Travis Scott. Then you got, he sampled Love Lockdown off 808s, which as a Kanye fan that made me go a little crazy inside, made me happy.
Yeah.
And then you got the 2 Kendrick Lamar songs. You got Family Ties and you got Range Brothers. One is more of like I won't say a troll song, more of like a fun song, and the other is probably one of the best songs of the year, along one of the best music videos of the year. So it was just
The Carriers.
For my first release night album of his, I was pleasantly surprised.
Kendrick Carrier.
Well, I don't want to say all that. Kendrick definitely got the better, but I wouldn't say Baby KEEM was trash, because he wasn't, because he was really good too. It's just Kendrick. It was the return of Kendrick. We hadn't heard from him in a while, so obviously we just gravitated towards him.
I guess that's safe to say. I'm not gonna disrespect that man, but he's not my.
That might be the GOAT.
Just not my stilo. Not taking anything away from him, because I sort of like the Melodic Blue, but it's just, I mean, I went there for Kendrick, bro. I mean,
that's exactly what I went. I went for Kendrick, but I stayed for Baby KEEM. That's exactly how it was.
Even on Praise God with Donda, I mean, bro, the verse was just garbage.
Oh no. Well, I thought it was awful at first, but I came around to it. Like, obviously it's not in my top 10 features off Donda or anything, but it's not bad. It's not unlistenable. So I'm cool with it.
Anyways, so we got coming in at my number 6. We got "Call Me If You Get Lost" by Tyler the Creator. This album made me get into Tyler the Creator, so I thank God for the album. Really, really love the album so much. That's why it's really like high up there. It could have been higher up there, but of course, 2020 was just overall a good year for music. Let's just clap our hands for that. And "Call Me If You Get Lost," it came out before the summer hit. Or right at the summer, right? Or right before the summer hit.
It released. It was in the summer because I remember he started putting all the posters up around Cali in the summer. So I think it was about May, June-ish.
Okay, so I knew I wasn't mistaken.
I think it was June.
So yeah, that was
June
a
or
perfect
July.
time for that album to come out. Like very perfect time. The album I feel like really brought Tyler into the more trap scene. Having DJ Drama produce the album was very key for him. It proved how Tyler can switch it up, how Tyler can hop on any beat. You give Tyler anything, he's gonna rip it. I mean, I'm sorry.
This was Tyler coming back into rap after making two albums that weren't even close to a strictly rap album like his older work. So he came back and showed he can still rap very, very well. He's one of the best rappers currently. And he let everyone know, hey, I know I dropped Igor and Flower Boy, but don't forget, I'll drop bars on all y'all.
And then on top of that, like I like how he collectively brought the features as well. Who would expect a YoungBoy feature on a Tyler the Creator album? Or who would expect a 42 Doug feature on a?
Similarly with Tyler,
you know what I'm saying?
he'll produce the album, but he's got an ear for what he wants to hear.
Oh yeah.
You'll see the track list and like, what is 42 Doug and Uzi and
like I said,
and freaking all these people on an album, but it'll come in, it'll be great.
You see, Tyler reminds me a lot of Ye. Like
exactly, that was one of his influences.
He really reminds me a lot of Ye. Like going down the line, like in the future, he's definitely going to be in that limelight of Ye. You're going to look at him like a Ye. I mean, simple as that. Shout out to Tyler the Creator.
I definitely agree with that for sure.
Yeah, great album.
All right, so with my number 5, this is an album that you put, I think you're number 9, but I've got Certified Lover Boy. Okay. This was something that I was pretty hyped for when he dropped Scary Hours 2, and those are the Lil Baby song and the song with Rick Ross were 2 of my favorite songs of the year. I loved it, so that automatically made my expectations for CLB very high. And then he dropped some features which were great, so that made me even more excited. But then it dropped and it was okay. He did cool, but it just felt like the same Drake of what we've been hearing for the past since Views.
True.
And not to mention, I feel like it was too long. On the second half of the album, I think the quality definitely takes a hit. Because there's only probably about 2 songs I revisit in the second half of the album. Because this wasn't even a Scorpion. At least Scorpion was more balanced. This was just, at certain times, features carried. Certain times, features didn't exactly fit. It reminded like a DJ Khaled type deal where he just throws features at a wall and expected to stick. I didn't expect to hear Kid Cudi on a Drake album, and it was an okay song. But I felt like they could have done a whole lot better.
Hey, I'm sorry, bro, but Daddy's not around. Definitely not around. I mean, that track alone, bro, top 5. Sorry.
I mean, it's got Fair Trade. That's the snippet we heard like a year ago. That was great. Way Too Sexy when they brought Kawhi Leonard to do the dance with them in the music video was freaking hilarious. And the sample, I forgot what the original song was. That song's hard too. You know, TSU, which was Kanye said was his favorite song, is great. Of course, Future had 2 separate features on here, and that was wonderful. Drake and Future do not miss. Never have, and they never will. And then Knife Talk, which is probably I would say my favorite feature the entire year. 21 does not miss.
Oh yeah.
He don't miss.
Great pick. We're going into the top.
So what you got next?
Going into the top 5. This is getting fun. Number 5, I got Willow coming in with Lately I Feel Everything. This album here really this really got me into Willow as well. Like I said, this year was really a year of me gravitating in the new sound. to say the least, a new artist. Excuse me. And Willow Smith was one that I found to be an artist that I could like relate to. She makes music for people like us, the younger generation, who struggles with being vulnerable, and I love that about her. Like I really really adore that about her. And lately, I feel everything was her big pop. It was her breakthrough album. She was able to become that black rock star. I love seeing black rock stars, and she's the epitome of that. Her and her brother Jaden are amazing. They're gonna be here for years to come, and I love them dearly. Great music from Willow Smith. That album is just, if you haven't checked that out, I advise you. If you're open minded, if you're all about open ears like myself, I advise everybody to check that out. Actually, that was a tour that I went on. I went to go see her when she came to Charlotte. Amazing, amazing show. Something that I would never forget. So lately, I feel everything definitely had to be in my top five. That album really shaped the.
Just like how you was with ZAYN, I don't really have much to say about this one, but I know I do trust your opinion of music.
Oh yeah.
So if y'all have not heard this album, definitely go
Oh
check it
yeah,
out.
man. Like I said, Black Rock Star. That's all I gotta say. I love my Black Rock Stars. So yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and not to mention Travis Barker is on 3 tracks. So, like I said, you can never go wrong with Travis Barker on the drums. The best drummer you can ask for. So yeah, that says it all right there. So yeah, lately I feel everything Willow. Number 5.
Okay, with my number 4, I've got, which a lot of people expect to be album of the year. I've got The Off Season by J. Cole. This was something I remember he dropped the interlude.
Yeah.
I remember I was out playing basketball. That got me super hyped for the album. And this is where we get to the albums that I consider are really good to great. Like these are the ones I'll be playing for years to come.
Yeah.
The Off Season, had 95 South, which was a great opener, arguably the greatest opener of the year. They brought 21 Savage in for another song they did, because they don't miss together. And they had Lil Baby. I'm not the biggest Lil Baby fan, but he came in and did his thing on Pride is the Devil.
You be disrespecting Baby, bro.
Hey, I just gave him a compliment. You got you. I just gave him a compliment. But yeah, this was I feel like it was more of an appetizer. Because J. Cole is definitely going to drop again. I'd say sooner than he did with KOD to this one. I would say definitely in the next year or two. We're definitely going to get album Cole again.
He's going to have to. I mean, he's going to have to.
He's going to have to.
After the off-season,
This was solid, but I feel like we got that album that's coming. That, you know how J. Cole does, no features. I feel like it's coming. Yeah. It can't not come.
I feel like
it's too much.
Yeah, my fault. Go ahead, bro. My fault.
As I just feel like there's too much hype around it. I think he's been low-key subtly talking about it too. So I feel like it's gonna happen pretty soon.
Yeah, I feel like J. Cole tried to do the new sound thing. Like I feel like he didn't stick to. You see, like I feel like K. Dot would never change up for the new sound. That's the only way I could put it. I feel like J. Cole tried to do the new sound thing, man. It's like no.
Kendrick goes back in time.
Stick to you, bro. Stick to you. Even the beats, bro. Like you could just tell, like that's not J. Cole beats, bro. Like that's not him.
There were some good beats though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like I loved the off season, but top 10, no. I put the off season right there with Born Center. Like he hasn't dropped a bad album ever since Born Center. And I feel like the off season is his next.
I don't know, bro. KOD was pretty hit and miss for me.
That's definitely a hit, bro. Definitely.
There's just like the songs I love are just I love them to death. But the songs I don't, you would never catch me playing those a day in my life.
Yeah, For Your Eyes Only is definitely his most underrated. But yeah, KOD is definitely like next up to For Your Eyes Only.
For sure.
So yeah, respectable. Shout out J. Cole, man. So, we got coming in at number 4. We got Faith by Pop Smoke. R.I.P. to the Smoke. Great album. I don't see why people hate on posthumous albums. I see why, because that's not the artist really putting together their album. I understand that, But let's be real. Pop was definitely just like Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. That's top 10 for 2020. 2021 Faith is definitely top 10. That was very well put together. Show how Pop can still like show his potential once again. Show how he could adapt to new sound, how you could put him on any beat and he can rip it as well. Showed the features that he could have possibly brought on. That's the only thing that I know people had a problem with, is how Pop Smoke has always talked about when he was living, how he was not a feature guy. He didn't care for features, but I feel like he would have got to that point in his career where he would have had got to where he was doing features, and we would have appreciated that. But it's just because he's passed along that we're not appreciating his music that's being put out after the fact. But I feel like, why not appreciate the music that we have? Because at least we are still getting something from Pop. Because I mean, this is all we have. I mean, we can't bring him back, and this is the only thing that we can really remember him by. It's his music, and I feel like, hey, I really wish to have more music involved for my boy. But yeah, Pop Smoke is definitely.
I'm not gonna lie, this album was my biggest, or my biggest letdown of the year. This album pissed me off. I'm a huge Pop Smoke fan. I love both Meet the Woos. I just feel like Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon was the perfect
Oh
album to
yeah,
go
oh
on.
yeah, definitely.
That was arguably my favorite album of 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and they just follow back with just, I feel, something that was like put together lazy. Like, it didn't have a sound. You had Pusha T and Kanye and Dua Lipa, and just that's not what a Pop Smoke sound or album is supposed to sound
But
like.
they made it
Like,
sound amazing.
no, they did not.
Amazing. Yes, they did.
The
They did.
only song I revisit out of the entire
You
thing
gotta have an ear
is the
for
Dua Lipa song. That's the only song I revisit.
it.
The best song on this is not better than the worst song on any of his other albums.
Mm.
And I will stand by that. This was something that they could have maybe dropped a single with just the Dua Lipa song or just one of the other
Why you keep on
songs,
mentioning this
but we
dude? Why
didn't.
you keep on mentioning that?
Whoa, it's hard.
Okay, bro.
Dua Lipa's hard. I'm glad because he liked her, so I'm glad she put him on, or he put her on there, and that's the one song that got sent to radio. But even then, they pulled that off the radio pretty quick because they knew deep down that wasn't it.
Next up, man.
All right, bro. I know number 3. This was my number 1 for the
Ooh, we getting in the
longest.
bottom 3. Okay, cool. Cool.
Top 3. This is my
I
number
mean,
1
top
for the
3. My fault.
longest
Top 3.
until about fall hit. I have "Call Me If You Get Lost" by Tyler the
Oh yeah.
Creator. This, I was extremely hyped for this album. This was literally the album of the summer.
Yeah.
Like, Tyler, when he creates an album, he will just get a whole persona and just run with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyler Baudelaire was just, it might be his best one
Oh
yet.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It might be that recency bias, but I loved. A lot of people didn't like how the DJ drama was talking between tracks, but I loved it. And had you feel like this is a freaking Lil Wayne mixtape from the 2000s. I loved it. I loved it to death. Freaking Run It Up is probably one of my favorite songs of the year. My only complaint is ASAP Rocky ghosted him because of Rihanna for Corso. That's one of my favorite songs of that album. And if ASAP Rocky would have been on there, that might be the best. That might be the best song of the year. But
Overrated.
how much more to say? This is a freaking great album. And this, honestly, Tyler's last 3 albums is going to go down as one of the best 3 album runs of the last decade. There is not a miss. None of them sound alike.
What would that be? Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost?
Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get
Okay.
Lost.
That's debatable. I still gotta check out Flower Boy.
3 completely different sounds.
Okay. I like that. I like that take. So, top 3 for me. So, number 3, we're going Donda. We going Donda. Spirit is on us. Yes, sir. We're going Donda, man. My favorite artist dropped one of the biggest projects of the year. Can't get really too much into Donda because, like I said, it just had a whole big influence on 2021 as a whole. Like I said, my nigga, it pushed albums back. Like, you hear Ye is coming back. Come on, man. You would push the album back too. So, like I said, if Donda's not in your top five, like I said, just like I said about Drake, if you're not putting Donda in your top five, top three, you're disrespecting. I'm sorry. Donda was the epitome of Kanye branching into putting everybody on. Now, do you agree with me, Zach?
This definitely was probably gonna be one of the most influential albums
Oh yeah.
of the past 15, 20 years. Because what he did with the listening parties, he's got YB and Cordae going around to colleges
Mm-hmm.
playing his album that's about to come out. He took what he did with the Life of Pablo and just did
On
it 10
steroids.
times
On
over.
steroids,
On
literally.
steroids. Like, who you know is staying in the Falcon Stadium until basically they kick him out to finish an album.
And the thing about it is,
Bro
yeah,
was
go ahead, go ahead.
bro was working on his album after he was supposed to start his set. Like he would come out 2 hours late because he was working that
Oh
hard on
yeah.
the album.
Like I said, we can talk. Just stay tuned with this podcast. Like I said, we're gonna talk about Donda. I'm pretty sure long down the line because, like I said, so much you can talk about with Donda. But like I said, and the thing about it is, I was a part of Donda, part of the listening parties, actually in listening party number two. So like I said, it's just a lot that I can talk about with Donda. It just has so much influence on my life on 2021 as a whole. Like, I mean, it's Donda. I mean, what more can I say? I mean, Ye
I'm
put
not gonna
everybody
lie.
else on. I mean, literally, they put their. Go ahead.
I expected this to be your number one. I know how much you love
Oh
Kanye.
yeah.
I highly expected this to be your number one, especially because you went to the streaming
Oh yeah,
parties.
bro. Just wait on the next two,
This
bro.
shocked
Just
me.
wait on the next two, bro.
It's not even number
Just wait
two.
on the next two, bro.
Oh my
Just
god.
wait on the next two. You're gonna be even more shocked, but go ahead for number two.
I'm really shocked now. Alright, my number two, like you just said, my number two album of the year is Donda by
Oh
Kanye
yes,
West.
sir.
This is the probably most feature packed album I've ever heard. Bro had
Definitely from
everyone
Kanye
and
West, bro.
anyone. Bro had anyone and everyone you wanted to hear on an album all at once. And it did not sound forced.
Yeah,
Every artist that he added on here, The Weeknd, freaking
bro.
whoever,
You can go on,
came
bro.
in and absolutely killed it. Because when you know you're on a Kanye West album, the biggest rap drop of the year,
Mm-hmm.
hype wise, you're gonna have to bring it. And everyone brought it for
Everyone bought it,
sure.
bro. Everyone. I can't say no one who didn't, except for Baby King.
Alright,
Let's get
it
right.
was fine.
Let's get
It
right.
was okay.
Like, come on, bro.
It was okay. Like don't do all that. It
My
wasn't
fault, bro.
unlistenable.
My fault, bro.
Just being
It's
disrespectful.
for my kid.
He had Roddy Ricch going crazy. Kid Cudi's hums are just
Oh yeah, bro.
they almost sent me to the
I ain't
moon.
gonna lie. It would have pissed me off if they would have kept them off a moon.
And then after Drake leaks out the Andre 3000 song, Life of the Party is one of the best songs of the year. Andre 3000 has still got it.
Oh yeah.
And the DMX sample of him with his daughter when they're on the roller coaster will almost bring a tear to your eye.
Yeah.
It is just heavenly,
Definitely.
to say the least. No pun intended. And then you got the Lauryn Hill sample. You got freaking Jesus Lord with J
It's
Electronica.
just so much for that.
Heaven and Hell has got one of the best beat drops I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And then off the grid, you got Playboy Cardi just coming in hot with the opener, and then just 4 minutes of just straight bars.
Oh yeah. There's just so much you can talk about with Donda. That's why I said just stay tuned, man. You ready for me for number two?
So what you got for your number
Ooh,
two?
dude, don't shoot me.
You already shook up my bracket I expect you to
Hey,
have.
listen, let me go ahead. Hey, look, I'm clearing out all the haters right now because I already know number two. I already know people just gonna be like, "What the hell?" Number two, we are going with "Justice" by Justin Bieber.
I'm speechless. I know how
Come
much you love this
on,
album. I didn't
bruh.
expect it to be top
Bro,
2.
listen. Top 10.
Bro.
Listen, just listen to me. Bro, I was working at UPS at the time. This album came out. My cousin Cornelius, shout out Cornelius, told me, bro, check this out. I was so redundant. Bro, I'm not checking out no damn Justin Bieber. I checked it out. First listen, sent me to the damn moon. I kid you not. Bro,
Bro.
listen. This was an album of heartbreak. Justin got in his bag, bro. Like, he really, really got in his bag. Even with the features with Tori Kelly, The Baby, Quavo, Chance the rapper. I don't even like Chance the damn rapper like that. But the features weren't even disappointing. Just like on Donda, they were not disappointing. Very well put together album by Justin. He stuck with his concept of just going with heartbreak.
So I don't know. Baby's hard. You know, that the
It reminds me
baby
of the
song.
808s, bro.
But
It's the 808s of
I
Justin
don't know,
Bieber,
bro.
bro.
It's
He
just one of those
deserves it,
albums
bro.
I've heard before. I've heard it, but it's just something I don't. It doesn't really have substance to me. Like it just
Nah, bro.
doesn't exactly. I don't have the drive to revisit it. You know, Peaches is hard, but that's really one of the only songs I revisit. And that's only because it was played so much on the radio.
Listen, that's the 808s for Justin Bieber, bro. And
I
I'm
don't
glad
know,
he
bro.
stuck with the concept the whole way through.
Yeah, but I heard a lot of noise about it, especially from you. So
Yeah, shout out Justin Bieber, man. I'm really psyched to see what he gonna follow up with. I know he did try to follow, like he's doing his whole little Christian thing right now, but just psyched to see what he gonna follow up with. So yeah, definitely Justice at number 2.
the number 1 spot.
Mm.
You know, this is something I had. This was 3 different titles this year. It was Comb If You Get Lost for a bit. It was Donda for a hot minute. But my number 1 to close out the year is An Evening with Silk Sonic by Silk Sonic, which is Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. This was something that they took forever to make. Leave the Door Open came out like in right when quarantine started, when COVID broke out. Automatically one of my favorite songs of the year. I'm so glad that song went number 1 because it deserved to. Then they take forever and they drop Skate.
Yeah.
That song might be the best on the album and it grew on me heavy. Then they take even longer and drop their 3rd and final single, which is Smoking Out the Window, which is probably one of the most memed songs of the year, and the live performance of it is arguably one of the best of the year. This was just, you know how Bruno Mars albums get down.
Yeah.
It'll be about 9 to 10 songs, half of them will be singles, and get the other half the night it comes out. This is the definition of all killer and no filler. This helped put Anderson .Paak in the spotlight more, and he absolutely killed it.
Can I speak on Evening with Silk Sonic,
Of course.
I feel like I didn't have to listen to it because damn, my nigga, you dropped like 5 singles off of it. Like why? I feel like that's not necessary. It makes me not psyched for your album. Drop 1 or 2 and then get me ready. But don't just keep on dropping. Like he dropped basically the whole year up until when it dropped, November.
This dropped in the middle of November, I
Yeah,
believe.
so it's like, bruh, it's like I feel like I know what to expect from y'all. I don't need to hear any more.
I mean,
but maybe I
you
will
are
put the
telling the
pride to the
truth.
side and check it out. But as for my take on it at this moment, I just feel like, bruh, there's no need to check it out. I mean, I've heard what I need to hear.
Because After Last Night was one of the album cuts that wasn't released as a single, and that might be my favorite non-rap song of the year. That song is just beautiful. You would swear you're just sitting by a window on a rainy night, just staring at it. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I forgot on what song, one of the other songs, I think it was like Put on a Smile. He actually, I think, put some rain in the background and some thunder, so you actually feel like you're in the rain. Bruno gets in his bag. Bruno does not have a single bad album, and I would go as far as say he don't have a single bad song. and then you put Anderson .Paak in here, who just has one of the best voices you'll ever hear, and they create like a tribute to the old 70s sound. Just absolutely amazing, and I hope this is not the only Silk Sonic album we hear.
So this is number 1.
As much of course, as much as I want to hear Bruno make a solo album again. Same with Anderson .Paak. I need them to run it back on this because this is my favorite album of the year, and this definitely had the highest replay value to me.
Cool. I said what I need to say about Silk Sonic. Maybe I'll check it out.
Yes.
Maybe.
You need to, bro. You need to.
So number 1, dun 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 dun. We're gonna give it to King's Disease 2 by Nasir Jones. The GOAT. The greatest of all time next to Ye. Nasir Jones came back with a back-to-back. The King's Disease series has been amazing. I mean, from him winning finally his first Grammy with King's Disease, the first one, and then coming back to it a year later, which we was not expecting that, because I mean, Nas, let's be real, Nas really took this little 2000s era of Nas has not really been fitting for him. I mean, he has not been consistent like he was back, but you can't expect that from him. But it's like, shit, he's on his Jay-Z shit right now. I mean, this nigga is dropping classics. Let's be real. And with King's Disease 2, that's his, I feel like that's the epitome right there. That's him saying, my nigga, I'm still here. I'm still here. King's Disease, the first one, I don't even think he expected to win a Grammy. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't think he was expecting that. This King's Disease 2 was like the solidification. Nigga, I'm still here. Left off most of the features, like he didn't have the features like he had on the first one. Kept my boy Hit Boy on the beats. Had Miss Lauryn Hill for a feature. You know how hard that is to do these days? You're not getting Lauryn Hill on a feature.
She don't make songs like that.
And then you had, I cannot stand A Boogie with the Hoodie, but you actually used him in a way that I loved the song. So that was a big plus for me. And then you had Eminem,
Mr.
the
Marshall
greatest
Mathers.
white boy of all time, on a feature with EPMD. Like, come on, man. Then the way Nas came in on the track, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just crazy, bro. Like,
we finally got the collaboration we've been wanting for 20 plus years. We finally got him and Nas on a song together, and it did not disappoint, and I hope they'd run it back.
Like, Nas is literally back. Like, everybody's like, Nas, I mean, he's just not consistent anymore. Nas don't know what to do anymore. He don't know how to change up his sound. Nas has literally taken the media by storm now. You're literally looking for Nas again. And I love it. Like, I love this little 2020, you know, this little era of Nas. Like, he's here. He's back. He's in the flesh. Like, and I love it. And I really hope people are taking it in and digesting it and actually not taking it for granted. Because, like I said, it's not niggas like him, bro. When they hear his age, they're not coming back with a classic. They're not dropping a Grammy-winning album. So, like I said, just be grateful for it, man. Like, Nas is here, man. King's Disease 2.
You love, honestly, I wasn't massive on this album, but you love to see legends come in, drop a really good album, and just make it great.
Oh, yeah.
Because this was I like King Disease 1, but this was definitely even
It
better.
was better than
King
King's.
Disease
Yeah,
1.
bro. I was gonna say that. It was definitely better than King's Disease 1, and it's crazy because that's the one that won the Grammy. But I feel like that was the starter.
He might two-peat.
Yeah, because I was about to mention that too. He got nominated again. But 2021, you're going up against some damn heavy hitters this time.
Oh, this is gonna be some massive
You're
hitters.
going up against some heavy hitters this time.
You got the mainstream artist, and you also got the critically acclaimed.
But
like,
listen,
Tyler's was critically
you're
acclaimed.
hearing it right here on Tapes Takeover. Nas for back-to-back Grammys.
Shoot, if he drops again next year, he might three-peat like Kobe and Shaq. You heard it here. If he drops 3 straight years, he's got a pretty decent chance to go back to back to back.
Like I said, man, whether you hate it or love it, man, appreciate the legends, man. Like, please.
Give them their flowers. They are not gonna be here forever.
Bro, like, appreciate the pioneers of rap, man. Like,
there are only a few artists that will drop something and it still gets love.
Oh yeah,
they
man.
came from the older 90s era.
Like, come on, man. Like, Nas, come on now, bro. Like, this is a man that's been doing it since 94. Dropping Illmatic.
Yeah, like I said.
And did not win a Grammy for none of that. But you're gonna win in 2020
robbery.
for King's disease. I feel like that's just a blessing, bro. Like that's amazing. Like
Because
that is
let's not,
amazing.
we lost DMX this year,
Yeah.
so you never know how long you're gonna have these legends. So please get into them,
Oh yeah,
treasure
man.
them,
Yeah, man.
give them their flowers while you
Like
can.
listen, man. We might be young. I'm 20, going on 21,
I'm too.
but I listen to my mainstream music. But listen, man. You gotta know your roots, man. You gotta know where this rap right now is coming from.
The influence Nas had on these current rappers, you know how many rappers are the top rappers, will tell you that Nas was a big influence for
Oh yeah,
them.
man.
Kendrick, Cole, the list goes on. Even people that aren't lyrical, they'll come and tell you, like, I grew up on Nas.
Oh yeah,
Even
man.
though I don't basically sound like him, he was a huge influence.
Yeah, man. Like I said, Ye is my favorite artist of all time. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, I'm not gonna be biased. Like I'm not. I'm not just gonna be biased and put that at number one. I know that y'all be expecting that, but hey, man, the pioneer, man, King's Disease too. I can't put nothing above it. And there you have it,
I'm not gonna
man.
lie, some of your list shocked me.
It
I
did
expected most of those, but just in a different order.
different order.
That, yeah, definitely different. I expected Ye to be one, or at least top
You expected
two.
who?
I expected Ye to be top
Okay.
one,
Okay. Cool.
and I expected King's Disease to be up there, but I didn't expect it to be number one.
Number
That's what threw
one.
me off, because I knew you loved the
Yeah.
album, but I didn't think, like, you loved it, like, number one of the year.
Number one of the year, bro. Definitely, bro. Cause like that album got me
Yeah,
through, bro. Like it was getting me through some days. Same with Donda, but it's like I'll never get tired of it. Like I'm gonna resort back to that. And then on top of that, like brunch on Sundays, bro. Like he's painting a picture, bro. Like, but like I said, I don't want to get so deep in it now. Like I said, just stay tuned with Tapes Takeover, man. It's just so much we gonna talk about, bro. Like I can't.
there's so much music you can talk about.
Yes, man. Like
You could go till forever,
yes, bro.
literally forever.
We can talk all
Like Mac Miller says, literally till infinity. Like
yes, bro. Like we could really
you
sit
can
here and
talk about
talk,
it
man.
till, yeah.
This is what we do, man. This is what we do. We sit here and we talk about life and music, bro. And like we could just go on and on. But like I said, we're actually recording this time, so we have to wrap it up.
Two hip hop heads just talking about their favorite genre.
Yes, man. It's just a passion, man. Like I said, I'm just so fired. Like I'm so fired up right now. Like if I could just hit record again and record another one, I would. But yeah, man.
We have to like a little binge thing and just record back to back to back to back. There's so much to talk about.
There's so much to talk about, man. But like I said, man, I really, really enjoyed doing this first episode with you, bro.
This is something we've been talking for a little bit, and I'm so glad we finally did it. Because there's no one I'd rather start this off with
Oh
than.
yeah, man. By far, man. This is my guy, man. Like I really, really had fun doing this. Really, really had fun doing this. I really just hope y'all stay tuned and just keep checking for us, man.
Oh, and Sean, should we give him a little taste of what the next episode
Oh
is?
yeah, man. Go ahead and give him a taste of it, Zach.
Next week, just a little taste. Next week, we are doing one more end of the year list, and we are
Oh
doing
yeah.
the top 10 songs of
Oh
2021.
yeah. That's gonna be a banger too.
There's so many on that one, you could probably do top 50, but we're gonna make it.
We're gonna
We're
condense it.
only the best make. Might have a few honorable mentions, but only the best make it. So definitely look out for
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
definitely look out for that one and keep on looking out for our next ones. Like I said, we got ideas in the vault, man. We are here. Tapes Takeover is here.
Weekly uploads. Yes,
We are
sir.
here, man. We just appreciate you listening. If you made it to the end of this, I really appreciate y'all. Just make sure like, comment, share this video with your friends,
No
share this with
follows,
your
show some
family.
love.
Yeah, show some love to our social medias. The Tapes Takeover on Twitter and Instagram. Just show love, man. And I appreciate your feedback. Just give us feedback. Give us what can we do better?
Good or bad,
Yeah,
of
man. What can we
course.
do better? Like I said, this is content. Like I said, this is something that we always do. We talk about things, but it's like, man, let's just share it with share it with the world. Why not? Bring this platform and share it with the world. So, like I said, this is all love, man. This is all us coming together and coming as one as hip hop heads, man, music heads. Yeah, man. Hey, if you're done, I'm done here, Zach.
Yeah, that's all I got to say.
All right, man. This has been the Tapes Takeover. Stay tuned for the next one, and we out.